Would you believe that the last Eddsworld episode was uploaded nearly 4 years ago? By now everyone thinks we're not going to get any more episodes, but as I've said before, Eddsworld is far from over. I made an entire video about it at the end of 2018, and last we heard there were some setbacks in production, but episodes were on their way. But since publishing that terrible video, I've learned there is way more information out there than I mentioned a year or two ago. As it turns out, there are several instances from late 2017 where the team actually talk in great detail about some of the episodes that were being made, and I somehow completely missed them. What do you listen to me for? I have no idea what I'm doing. At VidFest 2017, Matt and other Eddsworld officials talked about some of the new episodes, some of the casting decisions, and a whole bunch of other interesting Eddsworld stuff. Anyways, I only recently discovered this, and nobody seems to be talking about it. I'm going to be covering that today, and I'll link my sources in the description below as always. To save me from saying "at the time" at the beginning of each sentence, I'm just going to talk about it like it all happened yesterday, as if this is all brand new information and that nothing's changed since. With that said, I think there needs to be
a disclaimer.
I'm going to be discussing talks and interviews from 2017, so it may all be incorrect by now, because changes happen all the time. But they may also be correct, and if you don't want to know anything about future episodes, then this is your potential spoiler warning. I will be talking about everything we know. That doesn't include much, but we do know some general plot ideas. And finally, I shouldn't have to tell you to not harass people working on your favourite cartoons, but here's me telling you not to. Please don't bug people. They won't listen. In 2017, 1080 magazine published a report of some of the YouTubers appearing at VidFest that year, including Eddsworld. Matt Hargreaves and Jamie Spicer Lewis both got up on stage and gave a talk which touched upon the future of Eddsworld, and they mentioned a couple of future episodes they had in production. Matt reveals production will start on a series of Eddsworld shorts from June 2017, and he is currently in talks with animators. Matt stated that there is currently no budget for the longer episodes and announced plans to open a Patreon page to help fund their creation. There are about 2 or 4 shorts in production that we know of. We don't know the specifics, but we were given a lot of potential episode ideas from the team. These include an Easter episode. We don't know much about this one, but it's the only potential episode that we have a working title for. It's called The Beaster Bunny. A gender bend episode. It was confirmed that there would be more episodes in the style of Mirror Mirror with an all-female cast, probably stemming from the success of both the official episode and the fan-made episode Best of Both Worlds. The Puppet episode. It was revealed that the team have the bare bones for a puppet-based musical episode inspired by the 2011 Muppets movie. Puppetry is such an interesting idea that has a whole load of creative potential. The End was originally going to be a musical, and we've had some great songs out of this show, so this episode has a lot of good going for it. The Depressing episode. At MCM Comic Con, Matt gave an interview where he talked about Eddsworld some more, and this is what he had to say.
Tonally, the first long episode is going to be pretty bleak, honestly. But it's like a palate cleanser, so people aren't going to be expecting it, I don't think. But it focuses on a subject that we really need to talk about, and hopefully people will understand why we've gone with that direction, and after that point we'll go back to the silly, stupid, funny videos. But it's a necessary stop along the journey.
Sounds very serious. It seems like they're writing an episode which focuses on some type of meta issue, basically the Eddsworld equivalent of the Philbert premiere in BoJack Horseman. The thing they need to talk about might either address some mistake or decision in a past episode, troubles with production that led to something bad, some type of continuity error, or something to do with a fan base, of which there are unfortunately no shortage of issues. It may also have something to do with the writing out of Tom's character, which I've mentioned in the past, but we'll talk about that a bit later. the What the Future sequel. This one probably isn't going to be an episode, but I just thought it was interesting. It was revealed during the talk that Ed had storyboarded the opening scene for a sequel to What the Future before his death. It's probably not going to happen, but it was mentioned in the talk and it sounds like a lot of fun. The Sellout episode. Again, probably not going to happen, but this was an idea that the team had at some point. An episode that addresses the problem of sacrificing creative integrity for money.
We've got to work out how to increase our revenue and probably sell out. In fact, there was an episode about selling out as well we've got, so yeah.
This idea, along with the Bleak episode, make me think that the show is going to use the platform to address issues and morals through a metaphor and commentary, rather than simply wackiness for wackiness' sake. Matt mentioned in the interview the 4 seasons plan, the idea being that they'd release the first 4 animations in 1 year, 1 episode for each season, spring, summer, autumn, winter. A plan which will no doubt guarantee a release for 2018, I'm sure. As you've probably gathered, Matt is a very central figure to the project. Showrunner, writer, producer, director, ideas guy, voice actor, and also allegedly involved in the animation process. The man is not human. Alongside Matt is Chris Bingham, who has been spending a lot of time talking with fans over the Discord server. From my understanding, he is the current co-showrunner, and I really hope his involvement means a return of the evil director. It has been reiterated that Tom Ridgewell is in no way connected with the project anymore. He gave his blessing for his voice to be replaced in the show, and he's not going to be actively involved in any part of the creative process that we know of. To me, the most surprising revelation of the 1080 magazine article was the report that Tim H would not be returning to reprise his role as Ed. This is honestly a huge shock to me. Tim has actually remained pretty silent about his role in the Eddsworld community, and I've not heard any reports of anti-fan interactions with him, but there may be other reasons he isn't coming back. It may be a personal decision for Tim, or it may be a creative decision to replace the voice actor. The details remain unclear. George Gould is set to be his replacement. He is Ed Gould's brother, and is probably going to return the character to his original monotone voice of Ed, as opposed to the squeakiness that Tim delivered. What this means for the story and the voice changer in the space episode is unclear. Jamie Spicer Lewis. I mentioned him before as the most likely candidate for lead animator on the project. Turns out he's actually going to be a co-writer for the show alongside Matt. Whether or not he's involved in the animation process isn't confirmed, but it is a possibility. Also, given the range he was able to perform in The Legacy, there's a possibility that he'll lend his voice to one or more of the characters. Jennifer Bingham. Yeah, that Jennifer Bingham, Chris's brother. She's going to be lending her voice to Matilda for the gender bend episodes. What happened to the original voice actress, I have no idea. New merch was teased, such as a cola stress toy and a Tommy Bear plushie. At this point, I want to give myself a moment to appreciate that I may finally be able to own a Tommy Bear toy one day. As mentioned before, there were ideas for a Patreon to allow fans to donate to the creation of Eddsworld episodes. This is a fantastic idea in my opinion, a way to fund the project without much the inherent pressure that comes with a Kickstarter campaign. Running an animated show is tremendously expensive, and I see this as a very reasonable way to fund the show. Have you ever heard of Toaster Brains? Well, it's an Eddsworld book, a collection of some of Ed's comics. Toaster Brains 2 was offered as a reward for donating to the Eddsworld Legacy campaign, but nothing ever came to it due to production issues. But last year, Chris mentioned on the Discord that they are working on reprinting Toaster Brains 2 for the new Eddsworld store, possibly along with the original. Like I said before, I'm talking about news articles from the end of 2017 and it's now 2020. There's no doubt that a lot has changed since then. Despite the lack of animations, Eddsworld has been quite active in other places, believe it or not. The Eddsworld Instagram page was opened up last year, and it's become a hub of fan art and fun illustrations. The Eddsworld YouTube channel has been also active on the community tab since last year and has been similarly promoting fan art on the Eddsworld store. The Eddsworld Discord was also established in 2019 and it's become one of the most active communities at the moment for Eddsworld. All three of these happened within months of each other, and shortly before the Eddsworld store was re-established and new products were introduced. It may not feel like it when you look at the lack of video output, but 2019 was a huge year for Eddsworld. More was done to establish Eddsworld as a brand than ever before, and that is crucial if more animations are to be financially viable. The team have been creating new forums to get fans excited again. The store is back up and helping to make Eddsworld a potentially profitable venture once again. Big things are happening in this space. All this activity might be a sign for things to come. Easter is 2 months away, and what better time to start the 4 seasons than with spring.